I want to switch to Anthony Brindisi, who is the former, of course, congressman, and is an attorney representing one of those firefighters in Ilion. We had the topic that we hit on last hour with Chuck Lester, and Anthony Brindisi is on the line right now. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning. Good to be back with you guys.
Good, great to hear. And I almost said good morning, Congressman, and I believe that once a congressman, you're always a congressman, but it's not like you're young and you've retired. It's kind of different, so I'm feeling awkward as to how to refer to you.
I've been Anthony longer, so Anthony always works.
All right, we're going to run with Anthony. All right, we'll run with it.
Just try my name, Bill.
We'll run with it.
It always works.
All right, what is going on in Ilion right now?
Well, I represent Deputy Chief Michael Conover, and really right now what's happening is a great mystery to my client. He has been with the Ilion Fire Department for over 2 decades, serving as a firefighter and as Deputy Fire Chief. He is the longest-serving advanced life support provider in the department. He runs the monthly training programs for career and volunteer firefighters. He handles all the paperwork with the State Office of Fire Prevention and Control, and he's really in charge of the new techniques in fire suppression, rescue, and emergency response. And he's been on administrative leave by the mayor and the village board there in Ilion since January, with no explanation. No formal disciplinary charges have been filed against him. He hasn't been told what charges he's facing. He hasn't been interviewed or provided any opportunity to respond to any alleged allegations. And there's been no explanation by anyone from the village to him or the attorney representing the union as to what law, policy, or procedure he violated. So you have this ongoing investigation that's happening in the village. You have this firefighter who is the deputy chief who has served for over 20 years, has received numerous accommodations, and has an outstanding record, who's now out on administrative leave. And I don't know why, and he doesn't know why. And I think he deserves some answers from the mayor and the village.
It's pretty shocking. I mean, this isn't even a question as to did he do it or didn't he do it or what did he say
and
or
do
didn't
what,
he say?
by the way, and do what? We don't even know what it is.
Exactly.
You're saying he hasn't been told you violated this procedure or this unfolded, so we're reviewing. He doesn't even know what's, quote, being investigated. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Everything that he has learned has come secondhand from, you all know Ilion, it's a small community, so everything he has learned has come secondhand from what he has heard out in the community. So imagine your employer walks into your office one day, taps you on the shoulder, says you're going out on administrative leave. You're not being told why. You're not even given a chance to explain yourself or to confront your accusers, and you're out on administrative leave now. So it's just not fair. You have a village here that's doing this to a guy that's been in the fire service for over 2 decades, who has a decorated career, who loves the community, a family man. And, what he has said to me time and time again is, I just want to go back and do the job that I love. I love this community. I'm from this community, and I just want to go back and do my job. And he's being deprived of the opportunity to do that right now. And I think it's unfortunate for the village residents in Ilion. Now,
there was a story that we had a while back, and you had sent a letter to the village with threatening a lawsuit. Is there the potential for, obviously, you put them on notice that there could be a lawsuit?
Well, I put them on notice, and what I will do is, first and foremost, let me say this. As I said before, what he wants to do is go back to work. He's not interested in pursuing litigation. He wants to work. He's a firefighter. He loves his job. He loves his community, and he wants to work for the people of the village. But make no mistake, we'll pursue any and all legal remedies available to be able to get his job back. And I think that this situation has gotten way out of hand. This investigation has been going on since last year. I've never seen an investigation conducted by a municipality take this long. Let's have him interviewed. Let's find out what the accusations are. Let's move past it, and let's get him back to work so we can have this firefighter, this deputy chief, back protecting and serving the people of Ilion.
Now, if I can, and I don't want to speak out of turn here, but and get us into any issues. But I think it's common knowledge that the mayor, and this is where this gets a little stickier. So the police they're investigating the fire department and these two administrative firefighters in particular. And so the mayor is a former police officer, and I believe it's possible that his son is also on the fire department. So that kind of complicates things a little bit more. Do you have any knowledge of this, Anthony?
I do know the mayor was a former police officer. I do believe his son is a firefighter. I don't have any knowledge as to what motivation is behind all of this from the mayor or any of the village.
And I'm not implying
trustees.
that there is any motivation. I'm just saying it makes this, for people that we're hearing from, it makes this more complicated.
It's a complicated situation, and the fact that this investigation has been going on for so long without any opportunity for my client to be heard, to respond to any alleged accusations that are being made is wrong. And I think it's time that we come to a conclusion here so he can get back to work and serve in his role as deputy chief.
Can you tell us, too, is it, because we spoke with Chuck Lester last hour, and Chuck is the deputy mayor in Ilion. So is it that your client did something to someone, it's alleged, or is it alleged that your client did not discipline someone who did something to someone? Are you following that?
Yeah, I'm trying to follow it, but to be honest with you, Bill, I can't answer the question because I have no idea what they're even saying he did wrong.
Okay. See, I would assume I would assume that you, as his attorney, would have that knowledge. I mean, we learned from Chuck that it's one of possible 4 options based on the training that they go through. It could be a sexual harassment thing. It could be workplace violence,
or bullying or an unsafe
hostile work environment, or mishandling of hazardous waste or chemicals.
Well, I have requested a copy of the investigation. I've requested a copy of any alleged complaints that have been filed. I believe the Times Telegram has also requested that pursuant to freedom of information. Mm-hmm. The problem that we have is when you have officials out there saying it could be this, it could be that, it could be this, it leads the community to start jumping to conclusions, thinking, what did this guy do? Mm. And it puts a dark cloud over his head. And it's going to affect his reputation in the community. It's going to affect his standing in the community. And it's going to affect his profession as a firefighter. So let's stop putting all this innuendo out there. And get to the bottom of this and tell the community what exactly he is alleged to have done wrong, and let's come to a conclusion here instead of putting all this perceived information out there of what it could be. Let's find out what it actually is.
Well, it is. It's always the best way to go after somebody and by saying, "Oh, I can't even tell you what was done. It's that bad."
Sure.
And then the mind goes
putting a dark cloud over his head.
The imagination goes wild.
That he grew up in, that he loves and serves as a firefighter, and that's not fair to him.
I'm going to try to weave 2 questions into one. This comes from Greg in Yorkville. He says, I understand New York State is an at-will employment state. Terminations do not necessarily need to have explanations. So let me ask, does that apply to the fire department, A? And B, does the New York State, whoever represents firefighters across New York State, have they weighed in on this issue? Because I would think that there has to be some type of procedure in place when you get otherwise the state agency.
They're full-time. They have volunteers on that fire department, but it's a full-time fire department.
He is a full-time firefighter. So the caller is correct in that New York State is an at-will state. However, this is not the situation here because he is a firefighter covered under a collective bargaining agreement. He's part of a union in the village of Ilion, local firefighters union. So there are additional protections that are provided to him under the collective bargaining agreement and certain procedures that the village has to follow if they choose to terminate his position. And we're going to make sure that they are following the letter of the law every step of the way. Otherwise, there could be legal ramifications for that.
Right. Is there a statewide union that will speak on behalf of members or something like this? And have they weighed in on this case?
Yeah, and have they stepped up to assist you or your client in any way?
Yeah, so there is the New York State Professional Firefighters Association is a statewide union that represents firefighters statewide, and then there are local affiliates. There is a local in the Village of Ilion that represents firefighters in the Village of Ilion, and they have an attorney as well.
All right. Okay, well, let's see where all of this goes, but it is the one story that it's been so difficult to get any information on, yet it's one that everybody seems to be talking about if you're down there in Ilion. So,
well, the community deserves to know, and my client deserves to be able to go back to his career as a firefighter and serve the people of the community he loves.
One final question. Is it paid administrative leave?
It is.
It is. Okay, just checking. So that's even more for taxpayers. I mean, they're still paying someone who's not on the job. I would assume the taxpayers feel that they deserve to know exactly what went on there, as much as they can know based on privacy rules with employment and all of that. Okay, interesting. Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Congressman.
All right, thank you. Good talking to you guys.
All right, thank you so much. The former Congressman, Anthony Brindisi.